Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome and thank you for joining us. We are live at AutoSens Brussels 2023 from the Auto World Museum. Surrounded by the history of the automobile while simultaneously embracing its future, we're thrilled to conduct the latest edition of AutoVision News live at AutoSens, where we talk with some of the world's leading minds in ADAS and autonomous vehicle technology development, all from inside the warm and nostalgic embrace of this incredible venue. Joining us now is Chuck Gershman, CEO and co-founder of Owl AI. Now, Chuck Gershman is a Drexel University College of Engineering inductee into the Alumni Circle of Distinction, which is the highest honor bestowed upon alumni. He's been honored as a finalist for CMP Publications, that's EE Times, as the prestigious ACE Award as a High Technology Executive of the Year, and was previously named as a Top 40 Healthcare Transformer by Medical Marketing and Media for his work on clinical AI decision support for cancer patients. Chuck holds 4 U.S. patents for his contributions to microprocessor architecture. In addition, he brings over 30 years of technology and semiconductor industry experience in executive management, marketing, engineering, business development, sales, consulting, and executive advertising. Including Owl Autonomous Imaging, which we'll talk about today. He has served as the CEO, COO, and on the board of directors for 3 companies, and he knows what it takes to lead a vision to reality. Happy to have you with us, Chuck. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you, Carl. Glad to be here.
So provide us with an overview of Owl AI. Tell us a little bit about the company, and then take us through your role day to day as the CEO.
Sure. So at Owl AI, we seek to make cars much safer.
Yeah.
There's some statistics out there that are rather unfortunate, but across the globe, nearly 1.4 million people are killed in automobile accidents every year. But a second order statistic that's even more amazing is 1 in 2, or half of all people killed, actually weren't in the vehicle. And for the 100-year plus history of automotive and safety, it's only of late that the industry has began to focus on safety for those not in the vehicle, pedestrians. And that's what we focus on at Owl AI. How do we save lives outside of the vehicle?
Right. Your bio, as we saw, Chuck, you have this diverse and extensive background. You have 30 years of experience in the semiconductor industry. What stands out the most over the years? What have you seen come and go over the years as far as trends from your perspective? What are your thoughts there?
So, some general rules of thumb. Semiconductor industry, roughly 40 years of history. Tech industry, maybe 60, 70 years of history, going back to kind of World War II. And what you see is some parallels to the fashion industry, amazingly enough. What is old is new again. And you see these technology trends that come into favor, they go out of favor, and then they're back again.
Right.
They come back in a little bit of a reincarnation, generally driven by compute, the speed of compute, but the concept repeats itself. And you see this trend every 10 to 15 years. A simple example. In the early days of compute, we had IBM and Unisys, and everything was a mainframe.
Sure.
Yacht came along, and we put compute on your desktop.
Right.
But then we moved it back to the cloud, which is really just a glorified term for a mainframe. So we see this ping-ponging.
Yeah.
So if you're a technologist, you need to look at the past if you want to predict the future.
With those overviews there, talking about Owl AI, your experience in the semiconductor industry, thermal imaging, let's break this term down.
Sure.
So what is meant by thermal imaging, Chuck? And then further to that, what is the relevance to ADAS and autonomous vehicle systems?
Sure. So yes, so we develop a thermal imaging product and the associated computer vision software. But what is thermal imaging? Well, all of us appreciate imaging. We have 2 eyes, we see in RGB color, and we enjoy movies. we see the world. And we are a very, very complex visual sensor. But there are lots of other sensors that are available to us that see things that we humans can't see. One of those sensors is something called a thermal imager. And basically what that does is every object in the universe that has a molecular content and is warmer than 0 degrees Kelvin irradiates an energy.
Okay.
And that energy produces a signal. We can build sensors today that can detect that irradiated energy. The irony is that those sensors are so good that they look like monochrome movies. So we can build video, we can shoot video in a wavelength that we humans can't. Looks like a monochrome video,
Right.
And that's what we do. But there's some fundamentals of this wavelength that are different than light. First of all, it's not actually light; it's a radiated energy, and it has a couple of properties that are different than light than what we're used to. Imagers are reflections of light. So the source of energy comes from a light source, and it's reflected back, and that's what we humans see. We refer to that as an active imager, sure, meaning that you must give it energy to get an image back. Thermal imagers are passive, meaning since the object you're looking at or the entire world sends the signal, we see there's no necessity to provide energy. We get it back. That gives interesting properties. We can see in the dark completely. We can see in absolute darkness. We need no light. We can see in foul weather. We can see in the fog. We can see in the rain. We can see in the snow. If you're a firefighter, you take thermal cameras into burning buildings because it sees through smoke. So it has all of these properties, sure, that don't exist in the visual. Right. And we leverage those to make cars be able to see things that humans can't see.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Follow-up question to that. Now, tagging on to that, how do you effectively engineer that system? How do you effectively build and engineer a thermal imaging and computer vision system that actually does all of the things we've been talking about? How do you build it?
Well, that's where my 30 plus years of semiconductor experience comes in. So ironically, a thermal sensor, which is a semiconductor device, is not all that much different than the same semiconductor devices that are used in the camera that's filming us today.
Got it.
The difference is that the camera that's filming us today, the material that builds the sensor is sensitive to light inherently. So it will absorb the light and then you can process it.
Sure.
In that case, photons. We too absorb photons, but the problem is the material that we designed the semiconductor chip out of doesn't natively absorb those photons. So we have to add another layer called a micro machine layer, which is a plate of a material called vanadium oxide. This vanadium oxide material will absorb photons of thermal energy.
Sure.
Once we have capture the photons, we convert them into electrons, and then the process is very much the same as a visual camera.
Yeah.
So that gives you the base element.
Got it.
From that, you build that up, you add a lens to it, you make a camera out of it, just like any other camera. Yeah. The difference being is that the photons that are being accepted are of a different wavelength.
Yeah. I always think this is so cool when we have a chance to interview Owl AI. Interviewed your colleague Wade Appleman numerous times. Chuck Gershman, CEO and co-founder of Owl AI. Let's talk about the core values of the company. I'll read them, then we'll go through them one at a time. So the core values of Owl AI: safety, trust, respect, accountability, passion, and determination. You'll find these on the Owl AI website. Chuck, let's take the first one.
Sure.
Safety as a core value.
Our mission statement is to save lives. Nearly all of our employees come to us because of that mission statement, right? They're great technologists. They love technology, but we give them an opportunity to give back. And we give back by myopic determination to deliver safety systems or continuous safety improvement.
Sure.
And that's across the entire company.
Right. That's safety. Trust. Next one, trust.
Trust is the foundation of everything. It's just like building a house. You dig a ditch and you pour concrete, you put a foundation. Trust is the foundation of everything you do. Without it, you crumble.
Yeah. Yeah. Respect, third value.
When you tackle hard problems, there's going to be a lot of different opinions. There's going to be a lot of angst. There's going to be a lot of emotion. If you can channel those emotions and always layer respect in, you can affect great ideas and change. If you don't have that respect, then the angst and emotions become personal, and you can't let that happen. So we teach that core value every day.
Accountability, next one.
Gotta own it. Simple as that.
Yeah. Passion.
I hope from your interview with me, your interview with Wade, that we that the passion just flows from us. And
yes.
And if we can demonstrate the passion because it's truthful, it's from the heart, then all the employees have that similar passion.
Yeah.
And these are hard problems, and we're a small company.
Yeah.
And we got to push the envelope every day. There's no punch in the clock.
Yeah, I would agree. Wade, lots of passion. Same. Our interview, Chuck, today, the prior ones we've done. Last one, determination.
I think it wraps it up from everything I said before. There is nothing easy about servicing safety systems in the automotive space. The automotives demand performance levels equal to or greater than military systems. Yeah. They demand quality that exceeds military systems, and they really don't want to pay for it. It takes a lot of determination to hit those three challenges, and those are the challenges we face every day.
Yeah, the core values of Owl AI, we've been discussing them: safety, trust, respect, accountability, passion, and determination. You'll find these on the Owl AI website. Chuck, with that in mind, and this might speak to the passion discussion, but what do you enjoy most about working in automotive?
So this might sound a little counterintuitive. Automotive is a 100-plus-year-old industry. It's a massive industry, but it's old. And many people would think it's old, stodgy, status quo, as most 100-year-old plus industries would be. However, this is an industry that is under massive, massive disruption. So the change is everywhere. We're moving from internal combustion and diesel engines to EV. We're moving from predominantly engines and transmissions to electric motors, complete disruption. And we're moving from the driver experience being about actually manipulating the car and the feel of the car on the road, which is still important, to the actual user experience in the cockpit. And that is massive disruption. Massive disruption creates opportunities for small, innovative technologists to come in and influence the industry. What a great opportunity to come into an industry of this size, of this magnitude, of this history, and actually be able to impact it. And that's what we do every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I liked when you said that these are hard problems, but you're a small company. And I thought that was great. Again, recapping the values of Owl AI: safety, trust, respect, accountability, passion, and determination. Chuck Gershman, CEO and co-founder of Owl AI, joining us here today. Chuck, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Appreciate it.
More to come as we continue with AutoVision News live at AutoSens Brussels 2023 from the Auto World Museum alongside Chuck Gershman. I'm Carl Anthony, AutoVision News.